Ready to go?
Yep.
Comfortable? I'm not starting to stop wiggling.
I can't help it. Okay.
Okay. Hello, and welcome to What We Wrote. I am Emma.
And I'm Esme.
And we are two friends who've been writing together for decades. In this podcast, we go back and read some of our terrible teen writing in all its angsty and melodramatic glory.
Which is really all of what your last chapter was. Just angst.
It wasn't even angst.
No.
It was just dumb conversation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I think even calling it angst is like giving it too much credit.
Yeah.
It was just a super boring conversation between Corey and Vari where they went backwards and forwards about
Who likes
who, basically. Which is, this whole book has just been that.
Yeah.
I like Brent. No, you don't. Oh, you don't tell him that I like him. Oh, you guys are having sex.
There's a war going on.
Yes.
Let's focus on that.
Can we please?
Please.
Please. Please give us this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was rough and it's like entirely pointless.
Yeah, you could literally take out that chapter and it would make
just delete it.
No difference.
Wouldn't make a slightest bit difference to story.
No.
Yeah, no new information was received. Like,
No.
they discussed the whole Kane incident, but we'd already covered
knew
that
that.
like 3 times.
Yeah.
So didn't really need that.
No.
And then just went over the Corey and Brand thing
Again. Yeah.
It's honestly excruciating.
It's exhausting.
Yeah. And I just...
We're 200 pages in.
I know.
Like, did we get to page 200 in the other story?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, they capped out like 120 or something. I think we only just finished the first, like, notebook.
Yeah, well, the other half of it in here.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So I think maybe 150. I think
Yeah.
maybe got to 150.
Yeah, so
Or
we're
somewhere
already
around there.
like 200 pages in and
Nothing has happened.
Nothing has happened.
Like, it's like we overcorrected for going
Yeah.
too fast in Living to Die.
Yeah.
And have just... I just wonder if we knew what we were doing. I mean, no. Obviously we didn't. But, like, in the terms of the plot, like, did we have an idea of where this was going? Or were we just, like, fluffing about, hoping that inspiration would strike?
I think a little bit of both. Like, I think we had, like, a grand plan, which was basically, like, romance and war.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I think that was it.
Yeah.
And then, we just started writing. Like, I don't think there was anything in between that when we started.
It's almost like... So, like, okay, so these days when we are, like, in between... So we're writing a book for publication, like a real book, proper book, putting a lot of effort into it.
Yes.
But to fill in the time and get our silly impulses out, we also do, like, just plain sort of dialogue where we just kind of... It's almost like the role-playing thing we used to do, but it's just short form, back and forth.
Yeah.
And it almost feels like that, where we just kind of, like... We have an idea and we're like, oh yeah, let's do that. And then we go, oh, what'll happen next? Oh, yeah, I know, let's do that.
Yeah.
And then,
there's
you
no,
know,
like...
oh, this could happen. You know,
there's no real, like...
overarching plot or like...
planning or...
Yeah, or like a through line or anything.
Yeah,
it's
or
literally...
like one big bad guy. Or,
yeah. It's almost like
That's
like
the thing,
episodes
we
of
don't
television.
have a villain.
No. Unless the king, maybe? For Corey, a little bit.
For Corey, maybe,
but like...
Vari's...
Yeah, got nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
And neither does Kane, nor does Bran.
No.
But yeah, it's almost like episodes of television where we're just kind of like, oh, then this could happen.
Yeah.
Then this could happen.
Yeah.
Then this could happen, but like not in a good way.
Yeah.
In a really boring way.
Yeah.
Where things that happen are like just kind of nothing.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully it kicks off soon. I mean, we must do
God,
something.
surely.
It's like no, it's not 800. It's probably what, 600?
Yeah, we did check how many pages it was.
Yes, 668.
So we're a third of the way through and nothing has happened.
Yep.
Cool and fun. Cool and fun for us.
We might as well just get to it.
Yes, let's do it. Wait. Don't bargain. Okay.
Dooby-dooby-doo. Alright. Chapter 19. Vari.
Page 200.
Page 200. Woo!
It's a milestone landmark.
I sat on my bed, deep in thought, Corey's sword lay across my lap as I absently ran my hands over it, staring blankly down at it.
Yeah, be careful. You'll cut yourself.
Yeah, sure. I sighed, casting a glance to the grime-covered window and bit my lip. It was mid-afternoon. Today had been my first day back at work at the hospice since Kane had thwacked me over the head. Yes, that does say thwacked.
Yep, cool.
It had taken a good 2 days before the dizzy spells had stopped, and Doc had insisted on my taking an extra day of rest. Don't know why that was in.
Well, she's still working at the stables in the
maybe.
meantime, isn't she?
Yeah.
So, like, she's not really resting.
No.
She's, in fact, probably doing harder
manual
labour
Yeah.
than she would be, like,
Yeah.
you know, spooning broth into patients at the doctor's.
But that meant that now I was bored out of my mind because I had done double the amount of chores yesterday in order to keep busy so that now I had nothing to do.
What?
I don't know.
You know, stable chores are the kind of thing you have to
To
do
do
every
every
day.
day.
You can't just do it like really good one day and then not have to do it the next
Yeah.
day. The horses need to be fed every day.
Yep.
Need to be watered every day.
There's
The
to shit
stalls
every
need to be
day.
cleared every day. You can't just be like, look, I've done twice as much cleaning today, so could you not shit in your stable for the next 24 hours?
That'd be
Like,
great.
that doesn't work that way.
I sighed heavily and stood up. Suddenly.
But,
I sighed heavily and stood up suddenly, kicking the sword hastily onto my bed, tugging my dirty tunic into a more comfortable position.
just so many adverbs.
I walked to the door and leaned heavily against it as I slipped my feet into my oversized boots. This is just so much.
It's so much detail.
Like, she could just say she got up and walked out.
Yeah, it's, you know, I sighed, and then I stood up, and then I walked to the door, and then I put my shoes on. And
No, it's not even I put the shoes on. It's I leant against the door while I put my shoes on. Like,
so much unnecessary detail. I don't understand, like, really where that impulse comes from. Like,
just over-explaining.
to over-explain everything.
Yeah.
It's like, what is this adding?
I guess it's just that sort of baby writer thing where, like, sometimes you don't have faith in the reader's imagination, I guess, or you don't want to let the reader imagine things in any way other than how
exactly
you've written
how
it.
you wrote it.
Yeah, so it's really like step by step, movement by movement, so you know exactly where she is at any given time and what she's doing. And
I mean, like, out of
she's
all
moving.
of that, the only thing that adds anything is that her boots are too big for her. Because that tells you something about the character, right? Like, that is a piece of information that you can include.
Yeah.
Because that is a nice way of showing rather than telling.
Yeah.
You know, even though she's got a job now, her shoes don't fit.
Yeah.
You know, she hasn't got shoes that fit.
Yeah.
Like, that's the kind of little nugget of information that you include when you are describing a scene like this, because that tells you something about the character.
Yeah.
Her sighing and standing and huffing and puffing and heavily and clumsily and every fucking adverb in the planet doesn't tell you anything. No. We don't need to know how she crossed the room or how she put her shoes on or, like, you know, fucking, why are we here?
Yeah.
Why can't we start this scene when something's happening already? You know? Cut to the fucking chase.
Mm-hmm. I slipped my feet into my oversized boots. I threw open the door bad-temperedly and fell clumsily out of my room.
Wow.
Why is she falling?
Why? Why is she falling and why is she bad-tempered? Because she just had a 6-page conversation with Corey?
Yeah, we need to do it. Fell clumsily out of my room, the smell of horses and hay wafting over me almost immediately. I relaxed slightly and turned and walked slowly out to the courtyard. I stood to the side and watched the goings-on disinterestedly.
Oh God.
A big black mare was being shod by Gary over the far side, and another gelding was having a bath in soapy water that made his coat blindingly shiny in the light of the warm sun.
Why? Why do we need to know any of this?
There was... I'm describing him.
Also, I don't...
Setting the scene.
Honestly, in medieval times, I don't think people gave horses baths.
Baths, no.
Like, I just don't think that was a thing that happened. And you just brush them.
Yeah.
And, like, if they're dirty, they're fucking dirty.
Yeah.
Like...
Yep. There was a shuffling next to me, and I jumped to the side in surprise, twisting to see who had snuck up on me. My breath caught in my throat, and I choked slightly as I stepped back in surprise, my heart rate increasing as adrenaline pumped through me, making me feel lightheaded.
It's Kane.
Yeah. Kane looked down at me with a surprised look on his own face.
What?
Didn't he...
Approach you?
Maybe he just like bumped into her by mistake.
What is he, blind?
What do you want? I snapped, irritated by my sudden fear of him. I snuck a hasty glance around me and relaxed slightly as I saw the crowd around us. He wouldn't risk his almighty image by threatening me out in the open. To see how you are? He answered. The uncertainty in his voice made me turn my gaze back to him. I narrowed my eyes suspiciously and swallowed warily. What? I asked, not believing a word of it. What did he think he was playing at? I could feel my temper beginning to rise as he pulled a concerned and confused face, making himself the picture of sincerity.
I mean, maybe he's just genuinely concerned, Vari.
Yes.
Like, he clearly didn't intend to knock you out cold.
Yes, it was very much a reaction to the fact that you clocked him in the shoulder that was wounded.
You drove the hilt of your dagger into his injured shoulder, and he responded accordingly. And then he took you to the doctor.
Yes,
so, like,
exactly.
if he had intended to whack you across the head, then he probably wouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
So, like, maybe give the guy an inch, you know?
Yeah. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hit you. It was just self-defense. Reflex reaction, he began to explain.
Yeah, I'm invalid.
Yeah. I frowned as he reached into his pocket and withdrew something.
Is it a dagger?
I assume so. I looked down as he held out my dagger to me, and for a while I just blinked at it stupidly as he offered it to me.
A while makes it sound like a really long time.
Yeah, just like...
Kane's just like, how hard did I hit this girl?
Yeah.
She genuinely does have a TBI now.
Yeah. Makes more sense.
Yeah, it explains a lot. Maybe this isn't the first time.
Yeah. I hesitantly took it from him, tilting my head to the side so I could watch him. Feeling guilty, are we? I muttered, leaning down and tucking the dagger swiftly into my boot, tucking it comfortably against my calf. I heard a snort of laughter from Kane and flinched visibly as he moved his hands to rest on his hip.
Does she... Yeah. Pop a hip, babe. Bend and snatch. So does her dagger I'm assuming her dagger doesn't have like a sheath on it. So she's just stuffed a naked blade into her
she
boot.
did. She has said that she unsheathed the dagger, so I think it is like in a little scabbardy type thing.
But like, when she pulled it out to thwack Kane with it,
she did.
She took it off the belt.
No, I don't know where she took it from, but she did take it out of the. She did unsheath it.
You're right. So that's what I mean. So like, if she had a sheath, she probably kept that on her belt when she hit him with it, and then dropped it.
Dropped it. Like, I don't think it's on something. Like, I think it's just, like, because it's a dagger.
Yeah.
It was probably just a cover, so she's just taken it off, chucked that, and come at it with it.
I mean, my point is that, like, normally you would have the sheath, like, on your belt or in your boot or whatever, so that you can take the dagger out of it and use it. So she's taken the dagger, she's unsheathed the dagger, she's hit Kane with it, Kane has hit her with it.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying I don't think she does, though. She doesn't have it on her belt. She's always hiding it. So I think she probably just tucks the sheath and everything into a boot or whatnot, and then takes it. Because I'm pretty sure I made a point of her, like, taking the sheath off it. Not, like, necessarily taking the sheath out of the sheath.
My point is that, like, does she still have the sheath?
No.
Yes, so
no, well, I think
she has just shoved her dagger, the raw blade of her dagger into her shoe.
If she's just tossed it aside, he could have just picked it up and retrieved it for her.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that, like, it just feels like she's just shoved a naked blade into her shoe, which is probably going to slice her ankle to pieces.
I heard a snort of laughter from Kane, and I flinched visibly as he moved his hands to rest on his hip. Like, both hands on one hip?
Yeah. Whatever way he's done that, it looks weird.
It looks weird. Even
one hand for like a soldier.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It was weird.
He saw this and narrowed his eyes suspiciously at me, and I scowled, clearing my throat indignantly. He suddenly lurched at me, flinging his arms up. I let out a small squeak and jumped backwards before he returned to his previous stance, hands on his hip, looking down at me incredulously. "You're afraid of me," he stated. You just lurched at her.
Also, you knocked her unconscious.
Like, yeah.
However justified that was, and I will give Kane this one, I think it was perfectly justified.
Yes.
But, like, you did knock her unconscious. And you are a big guy.
You're a big guy who's just gone, blah!
Yeah, exactly.
I've got low storage.
Oh, again?
It's still going. We'll just keep
Keep
an
an
eye
eye
on
on
it.
it. Yeah, he's just gone like,
And he's like, oh my god, that scared you?
She's yes.
Yes. You're afraid of me. You're afraid of me, he stated. I blinked owlishly at him for a moment, stunned to find that his tone held a genuine note of surprise. I most certainly am not, I retorted, crossing my arms and glaring up at me. I think I meant him.
Yeah.
Kane laughed and frowned down at me. Yes, you are. You flinch every time I move my hands, he said, throwing his hands at me.
Oh my god. Now Kane's acting like a dickhead.
No. I flinched involuntarily. I growled at him as he grinned, proving his point. Well, of course I'm a little edgy around you. You cracked me bleeding head apart, I hissed at him, feeling the dagger in my boot tingle eagerly.
What? That...
It's a magic dagger? Is it like Sting?
It
glows blue when she's mad?
and I don't know, something about tingle sounds vaguely sexual.
Okay.
Her dagger's tingling.
This seemed to sober, spelled S-O-B-R-E.
So,
Like
saber.
Sabertooth? Yeah. This seemed to sober him up a moment, and his grin faded as he looked down at me, all serious once more. Vari, I am sorry, but please, listen. I didn't rape that...
Jesus.
Oh, piss off, I interrupted him, turning on my heel and heading for the inner gate. I sighed and rolled my eyes as I heard Kane striding next to me as I half ran to the outer town.
Jesus Christ.
Will you just listen? He snapped, lengthening his stride to come round in front of me, forcing me to slide ungraciously to a stop to keep from running into him. I growled menacingly at him. No, Sir Kane, I will not, I replied, forcing myself to be calm, imitating a pompous accent. You, kind sir, are lucky that I am a mere street rat, else I'd have you severely punished, I told him, keeping my eyes closed to avoid his gaze.
Why is she acting like such a lunatic? Like,
just like talking to him with her eyes closed. Like, it's such a weird thing to do.
You should be glad, but I'm not. What? And also, like, she has growled at him multiple times in this interaction, which, like, maybe once you could get away with, like, a character making a, like, kind of noise. But she's like, and I'm like, that's not a normal thing for a person to do.
She sounds like one of those things, you know, at the pub when you get that
little
beat.
The
thing for your food.
Just stupid interaction.
I turned slightly to walk past him, and I saw Corey head down, walking quickly towards the keep. My view, however, was blocked as Kane... No, what? My view, however, was blocked as Kane stepped in front of me once more. That's confusing, but okay.
Okay.
Excuse me, but I take my leave of you, I said, with a small smirk and a deep curtsy, before swiftly sidestepping him, collecting Corey, spinning her around and taking her forcefully by the arm and walking quickly away, my heart pounding in my chest.
Jesus Christ, what a fucking
That's a lot.
So Corey must have been quite close as she walked past, which makes me think if she was walking that close to Vari with her head down, that she was maybe avoiding
them.
Like, oh god, don't speak to me, don't look at me, don't speak to me.
Vari? Corey asked, pulling back against me. Maybe not. I roofed her forwards again. Just walk, I growled nervously, glancing behind me, sighing softly in relief when I realized he was not pursuing me. Corey followed my glance. Yes, no, she wasn't. She was serious. Oh, so I'm your escape plan now? She mumbled, turning back to the front. I scowled at her and rolled my eyes. I'm sorry, but yes.
Yeah.
Like, if a girl comes up to you and is like, can you walk with me? Because this dude is following me.
Yeah, he's harassing me.
Yeah, you go, okay.
Yeah. Even though, like, I don't think necessarily Kane was doing anything wrong in this circumstance.
No.
Because, I mean, the thing is that, like, Vari is genuinely a threat to him at this point. Because if she's going around telling everybody that he raped some girl, whether they necessarily immediately believe her or not, you know, street rat notwithstanding, like, that starts rumors.
It's still a distasteful.
And, you know, then it is going to get around. And people are going to be being like, oh, did you hear? Like, you know. And, like, that's, for a man in his position, like, that's a problem. That's a problem.
Yeah.
And he hasn't, like, he could very easily have threatened her or, you know, probably, like, got her arrested.
Yeah.
You know, he could have just left her to fucking have a concussion in the street.
Yeah.
So, like, I feel like he's being quite gentlemanly, like, about this whole situation. Like, she's accusing him of a very serious crime.
Yeah.
And he's like, listen to me. I didn't mean to hurt you. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And please stop telling people that I raped a girl because I didn't. You know, he's not threatening her. He's not, you know, like, really doing anything to her other than trying to talk to her.
Yeah.
So, you know, I mean, I don't want to be like a male apologist, but, like, I really don't think he's done anything wrong here.
Well, yeah, I answered sourly. I frowned as the dagger in my boot shifted against my leg. Is it like a live snake? Why is it
around
wiggling and tingling? He gave my dagger back, I added quietly. Corey looked at me at the corner of her eye, and I cleared my throat awkwardly. Oh. Why? She asked. I rolled my eyes and groaned at her, irritated. I don't bloody know. Probably trying to buy me off, I snapped, shrugging sharply.
Okay.
Corey frowned and shook her head. If he was that concerned, why wouldn't he just kill you?
I mean, she has a point.
Well, I mean, that's 0 to 100 real quick. Like, oh, this girl's a problem. I'm just going to off her.
I mean, look, if you take it from the perspective that if we're assuming that Kane raped a girl,
it's not that much
then,
of a leap.
Yeah, like, you know, it's honestly not that much of a stretch to say, like, well, you know, Vari's a problem.
Yeah.
And you know, he's a witness. Yeah. She's a witness. I need to get rid of her. Like, you know, we mustn't apply modern standards of, like, behavior on like a medieval sort of situation. Like, you know, I think quietly dropping a street rat in the river is probably, you know, not a shocking thing to have happened back then, really.
I paused, my stride slowing for a moment. That's what pausing means. I could think of several reasons, but I settled with a simple, indignant sniff. Well, well, it's a valid point, isn't it? But why would he take it in the first place? It's not like you could have hurt him with it. She mused out loud. I mean, ouch. She could have.
Well, she was unconscious.
Oh, well, yes, but before that she could have.
Well, he didn't take it off her before that.
Right, okay. Sure.
And she presumably dropped it when he knocked her unconscious.
I gritted my teeth. Her endless, pointless questions not helping. I mean, I agree.
Well, but also, like...
At least these ones aren't... Oh, no, they're kind of rhetorical.
Yeah, well, I mean, Vari told her a piece of information, and Corey is like, how weird. I wonder why he would have done that. I don't think that's, like, you know, an unreasonable thing to muse on. Like, why did you tell me if you don't want me to think about it?
I could have, I snapped, scowling, keeping my gaze straight ahead. I sighed, then, losing my temper with Corey wasn't helping. Bribery? I suggested, shrugging. He wanted to say something, but I left before he could. Okay. Probably just another excuse, answered Corey. I nodded in silent agreement. It wasn't long before we were at the tavern.
Oh.
Is it morning?
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, because... Oh, no, it was mid-afternoon, I think.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Slightly more acceptable. My subconscious must have led us there, and I wasn't objecting. I let go of Corey's arm and pushed open the door and walked in, inhaling deeply, welcoming the alcoholic air.
The alcoholic.
Oh. I saw Bran sitting with some blonde at the bar.
What?
He has a penchant for blondes.
He does. Probably there's no wonder Corey thinks he doesn't like her. Also, again...
Why is he not at work?
Why does this boy never
take
work?
him a while to finish his apprenticeship.
I'll say. He never fucking does anything. busy having sex.
Ahoy, Bran! I shouted out above the general clatter of the tavern. Bran jumped slightly, and I waved to catch his attention. He grinned and nodded to me, and was about to turn back around when Corey stepped in behind me. I saw him straighten slightly, and I turned away and headed for a booth, tilting my head down and hiding my smirk. Okay.
I think she's like, oh, I didn't see that.
Okay.
You know, obviously he's seen Corey and just like, oh.
Yeah, right.
And she's like,
oh, Bran, stumbled Corey. I looked up, surprised to find Bran had already made his way over to us. I looked at Corey, already blushing and stuttering, as he sat down opposite me. Hello, she added after a moment. I rolled my eyes, smirked at Bran. Corey sat down and elbowed me in the ribs. I jumped away, squeaking in pain, not having much protection in way of fat to protect myself.
Yes, we get it. She's very skinny.
What? I snarled at Corey, rubbing my side reproachfully. Bran laughed, and Corey hid behind her hair. God save me.
Just so much detail.
Go get us a drink, will you? I said to Bran. He scowled at me, but reluctantly got up and headed towards the bar. So he came in, sat down. Vari was like, go get a drink. So he got up and left again.
And like during all of that, like sighing, elbowing, smirking, like nobody said anything.
No.
Corey was like, oh, hi, Bran. And then there was like a paragraph. And then Vari was like, what? Go get me a drink.
Yeah.
Like, if you just read the dialogue in any of our scenes, it's just...
Yeah. Oh, Bran, hello. What? Go get us a drink, will you?
Yeah, like, this is not a normal interaction. It's not how conversation goes.
You're acting like an idiot, I snapped, once Bran was out of hearing. I can't help it, she cried, and I flinched slightly, protecting my side. Just breathe. Talk to him like you do me, except don't elbow him. It hurts, I said, scowling at her. It's not that easy, she hissed at me. It's like my brain dies.
I mean, that's kind of funny.
Yeah. I frowned, not quite believing that I was entering into this conversation.
You've already had this conversation like five times. Why are you worried about it now?
I don't know. Well, just just try pretending he's not here and just talk to me, I suggested.
Yeah, ignore him. That'll make him like you.
Exactly. And then he'll think I don't want to talk to him. Oh, Toria, he's coming back, she whispered, her sentence dying as Bran plopped 3 mugs of ale down at the table.
She's just like... She's acting like he's like a rock star or something. Like, oh God, oh, he's going to talk to me. Oh my God.
Yep.
Like, God, he's just a blacksmith.
Yeah.
He's not even that hot. He's got bushy eyebrows. Get over it.
You could always just get drunk, I muttered to her, holding my mug over my mouth. What was that? Bran asked, sliding into the booth. Nothing to do with you, Corey muttered, going redder.
That's right, be mean to him.
Yeah, that'll help.
Treat him mean, keep him gay.
Yeah, well, to be fair, that does seem to be what he likes. So. I raised my brows in surprise and held my red mug up against her cheek to find that Corey was roughly the same colour.
Oh, that's mean.
Yeah. I snorted and returned the mug to my lips, winking at Bran over the top. He frowned, catching it, and looked speculatively at Corey. What did you do today, Corey? Bran asked. Oh God, please.
Save us. Will somebody not bomb this tavern or something? Just so we don't have to read this conversation again.
What did you do today, Corey? Bran asked. I laughed silently and turned, interested in Corey's reply. At least she was entertaining in all of her awkwardness. I went to town and bought bread. She answered, her voice shaking. I couldn't but snigger, and Bran glanced at me briefly before turning back to Corey, his brows raised slightly in what I could only describe as awkwardness.
Why is he being awkward?
How can you raise your brows in awkwardness?
Yeah.
Like, that's not an awkward...
Unless he's just kind of going like...
yeah, I suppose that's... Yeah.
Like, oh boy... I don't know. I feel like a naturally chatty brows is a is a thing in this book. Like Your
eyebrows
eyebrows
are always doing something.
And they can say many things.
Yes, they can.
Tell me or die.
Nice. Was it good, Brad? He asked uncertainly. I laughed into my mug and waited eagerly for Corey's response.
Really? Like, are you like, is it that exciting? Really? That this is going on? They're having a super awkward conversation?
And also, just like that, again, is like that whole thing, it doesn't need to be there.
No.
Like, it's a pointless line.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, just
don't have that.
Just don't say it. Just say, like, you know, Vari smirked into a mug or whatever.
Yeah. I suppose, she mumbled. I sighed heavily, leaning back against the booth, rolling my eyes at her. Thank the gods for good bread, I said heartily, holding my ale out in salute before respectfully taking a swig.
Respectfully?
Yeah, in respect to the bread.
Oh, okay. Well, sure. I'm not sure that's how I would say that.
Well,
but...
I mean, Vari does love bread.
Yeah,
she did nearly go to jail for it.
Nearly lost her hand for the sake of bread.
Exactly.
Good bread.
Corey glared at me. Sorry, I'm just checking. Corey glared at me, and for a moment Brand looked like he was going to hail good bread too. But he thought about... Sorry, I'm leaving out important words. So I'm filling most of them in as I go, but it's a little tricky sometimes. Brand looked at me like he was going to hail good bread too. Are there more horses? Are they on their way back? Oh, I can hear a car. Brand looked at me. Brand looked at me like he was going to hail good bread too, but he thought about before he could do little more than twitch.
What?
That's what tripped me up. I don't know what that is. He was like, ha, and then just kind of twitched. Someone rubbing his shit out. Yes, cyclists are scary. Right. Yeah, so I think like he's gone to do something but stopped himself, I think, is basically what that was.
Why?
I don't know.
Probably because he realised that
she was being stupid.
She was mocking Corey, and that maybe he shouldn't do that if he wants her to like him. Yeah.
Instead, he turned his gaze back to Corey and tried again. So, what are you doing tomorrow? Buying more bread? He asked with a small smile and a quiet laugh, causing Corey to blush again.
Oh, God.
Nothing really. Training with him, she hissed. I couldn't help it as all my muscles tensed, my back straightening awkwardly. Brand noticed this, and his eyes narrowed in suspicion. Him? He asked, taking a mouthful of rum now.
Oh, rum.
I don't think I knew the difference between what rum and ale were.
Just interchangeable.
It's just alcohol.
Interchangeable alcohol. I feel like he wouldn't have a tankard of rum.
No.
That's a lot of rum.
Dedication. He asked, taking a mouthful of rum at an inopportune moment.
What?
I don't know why.
Why was it inopportune?
I don't know. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Sir Kane, Corey spat, which is like bold.
Okay.
My jaw tensed and Brand choked, double taking from me to Corey. You train with him? He managed to gasp, his face going as red as Corey's, but through lack of oxygen rather than lack of backbone.
Ouch, that's so mean. Also, why does Brand hate Kane?
I think has Vari spoken to him about it?
I think so.
Didn't Vari know?
Oh, that's right. Brand showed up at the doctor's and fed her soup.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Where's the backbone? Yeah. Unfortunately, Corey replied sullenly. I groaned loudly and stood up, scooting out of the booth. Well, I assume you scooted out of the booth and then stood up, but sure. Both Bran and Corey looking at me curiously. Congratulations, you almost had a conversation, I cried, before sculling the remainder of my drink, turning on my heel and stomping ungraciously out of the tavern, unable to hide my grin, as I pictured Corey going even more red.
What?
I had no idea.
So...
I don't know. I don't know if she's leaving because she didn't like the conversation turning to Kane. Is she mad about that?
That's what I thought.
But then she was like...
But then she's like grinning, like, you almost had a conversation, well done. Like, is she leaving them...
To it?
To it? Like, is that the
I think maybe she is. I don't know.
But like, what a weird time to do that.
What a weird chapter.
Again,
just as weird as yours.
Yeah.
Like, again, we're not doing anything.
Anything. Like at least the interaction with Kane was like something.
Yes.
That was
that kind
worth
of
having.
Yeah, that's kind of advanced.
It was
something.
bad, but it was worth having.
Yes.
But this whole like, oh well, we just happened to run into Bran in the tavern in the middle of the day.
And now we get to watch Corey and Bran be
Awkward.
Like, where's that silver-tongued devil?
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, Corey's not giving him much to work with. You know, he's obviously trying to, like...
Even so, he was like, so was it, like, good bread? Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, try harder.
Yeah. You can be like, oh, cool, which bakery
did you go to?
Did you go? What's your favourite?
Yeah.
Like, you know, you can build on that.
Yeah, or like, was it bread for you? Or were you doing work for the keep?
Did you like the walk down? Like, there's so many other ways you can go, rather than just, was it good bread?
Yeah. I mean, they're just painful.
Yeah.
Painful and awkward.
So painful.
I have a bad feeling that the next
Going to
chapter is
continue.
just going to be Corey and Bran.
Yes, it'll just be Corey and Bran together,
Yeah.
fumbling around a conversation.
Yeah. And, like, I feel like Corey's gotten worse with talking to Bran. Because, like, at least when she was having this stupid conversation with him about him and Vari, like, she wasn't incapable of speaking to him.
No.
She was being stupid.
Yes.
But she wasn't like, oh, I can't even speak to him, look at him, you know, conceive of.
Maybe it's because, like, as her
feelings grow.
Yeah, crush grows on him, she's like getting more and more stupid.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know, if you can talk to the guy, you're not going to suddenly become, like, she's, like, incapable of speaking properly to him or, like, looking at him.
Yeah.
And I'm like...
She turns into, like, a mushy pile of flesh.
Like, yeah. I feel like, you know, like, maybe, you know, I don't know. I don't know.
We just got to keep getting through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just keep on. Yeah. Pushing on.
Anyway, thankfully that's the end of that chapter.
Huh.
And so it's another short one.
Yay.
So you can get another early mark.
Woo.
I bet that was really satisfying for everybody.
Yeah. There's just... It's just I feel like every chapter for the past, like, several episodes has just been like, cool,
now what? I mean, we have to get to the plot eventually.
Yeah, I guess.
Something must happen. It's 600 pages
Surely it's not 600 pages of this. Like, God, kill me now.
Anyway.
Alright, well, there's much more to say about that one, really.
No.
Cool.
Moving on.
Dibby-dibby-doo. Alright, and now we're moving on to the part of the podcast called What We Read, where we talk about the books we've been reading.
What have we been reading?
What you reading?
I am reading a book called This Shattered World, which is actually a second book in the trilogy. The first one was These Broken Stars.
Oh, it's the Amy Kaufman
Yeah, the Amy Kaufman and Megan Spooner. Yeah. So I read the first one like ages ago, and then for some reason, even though I had the second one, didn't continue.
Yes.
Which is odd, because I reread the first one so that I could remember what was happening before I read the second one.
Yeah, you reviewed it a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. And I really enjoyed it. So I was like, why didn't I keep going? Anyway, so I pulled this one out. I actually had the receipt in the book.
Oh.
So I bought it.
You opened it.
Yeah, no. I bought it in 2018.
Oh, Jesus.
7 years ago. So no wonder I didn't remember anything from the first one. So it's been sitting on my TBR for a long time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really liked it. And I think the reason why I resisted reading it was because they do that thing where it's like the second book in the series, and it's a YA sci-fi. And so the first book followed, oh gosh, I can't remember the names.
There was the soldier boy,
and the princess chick. Yeah, God, I can't remember the names. And then they have a they're on a big fancy ship that ends up crashing, and they end up on this really weird alien planet that, you know, is all sorts of weird things ensue while they wait for rescue from little rich girl's daddy. And then, so yeah, the second book is actually based on different characters.
Yes.
And so that, particularly back then, like now I'm a little bit better with it. But back then I was a bit like, oh, it's different characters. Like I liked those characters. Why do you have to go and change shit up? Whereas now I, understand narrative. And I can respect the need for different characters. So yeah, I think that was probably the main thing. And so yeah, this is building on that. And it's a very, that's fun. I don't need to record this. So yeah, I really liked it. I liked it just as much as the first one, maybe even a little bit more. I felt this one, because the first book, I've already said no. Yeah, because the first book is really just those two characters wandering around a deserted thing. Like there was a sense of urgency, I guess, and like things definitely happen through it. But this one takes place on like a colonized world essentially, or a terraformed world or something, and there's like civil unrest between the militaries and whatnot, and so there's like this whole civil war brewing, and so it's a lot more like action. Yeah, you're like, did I read this one?
None of that is like ringing any bells, but I feel like I read the first two and I never read the third one. But like I remember the first one. Yeah. Like I remember the soldier and the princess stranded on the alien planet and everything like that. But none of that is like ringing any bells for me. So maybe I didn't read the second one.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So the pace of the second one is much faster.
Is that one pink?
No, the third one's pink. This one's like a reddy orange.
Oh, maybe I didn't. The first one's like greeny blue, right?
Yeah.
I think I own the first one. Maybe I did just read the first one. I don't know. Anyway, carry on.
yeah. So yeah, the pace of this one is quite a lot faster because I think there's a lot more happening, but it's still really building on the whole world, like the whole universe, really. And so you can see like this overarching plot develop with this, like there's this whole big like political conspiracy basically. And the characters from the first book do actually kind of appear in this book, and it's like actually quite a really nice way that they kind of come together. Yeah. And yeah, I actually really enjoyed it. Yeah, cool. So I highly recommend it. I bought the third one finally, and I paid a ton of money because it had to match the first two. But it's out of print. Oh no! So I had to get it printed on demand. Oh no! Which is a lot more expensive. Yeah. But I had to do it. Yeah. So I couldn't not. Valid. So they had to match. So I have it. It's pretty. And I will hopefully read it and finally finish the trilogy after like a decade. Yeah. Well done. Yeah. What about you? What are you reading?
So I this is a reread for me. And I watched a TV series that was about it was set during the War of the Roses in England. Oh yes. So like 1470s, I want to say. And it, as I have mentioned when we were talking a bit about like, the problems with the whole medieval world in All's Fair, this time period is like a little pet love for me. Like as a bit of a history nerd, like the War of the Roses is one of those time periods that I'm like really interested in. Yeah. And part of that is that many years ago, I read this book that my mum gave me called The Sun in Splendour by Sharon Penman. And it is a book about Richard III. Now, most people know Richard III from Shakespeare's play, which really frames Richard as a villain. And that is kind of like a very popular interpretation of this historical figure, is that like he is a villain. He, was this horrible hunchbacked monster who murdered his nephews, stole the crown, and was defeated in battle by the wonderful Henry Tudor. And that interpretation has never jived with me, because the first introduction I had to Richard III was this book.
Right.
Which takes a lot of historical evidence around, she really bases it solely off contemporary sources and historical sources wherever that is available. So it is an extremely accurate story about this sort of time period. Yeah. And in this version, like, Richard is not a villain. He is like he's a good guy. He's most of the book is during the reign of his brother Edward IV, who, was a great king, extremely popular, but basically was killed by his excesses. Like, he drank, he ate, and he whored, and basically got fat.
Died of syphilis, diabetes, and
think
cirrhosis of the liver.
He died of consumption.
Yeah,
but, like,
same thing.
The general perspective was that he was a very fit, very strong young man who died in his 40s because he basically
had no
just
self-control,
overdid it. And Richard was his sort of beloved younger brother, who was an excellent general, and an extremely moral man, who was left as the protector of the realm, because when Edward died, his sons were like 10 and 12, I think.
Too young to really.
And, in this book, it's kind of like very negative towards Edward's wife, Elizabeth Woodville, who was very hated and reviled at the time. And that, it was her manipulating and trying, she wanted to take the throne basically and maintain power and all of this kind of stuff. So, and it's a fantastic book. It took me a long time to get through it because it is big and it is dense because it is very, like, it's not a Philippa Gregory historical novel. It is like a proper historical novel. Yeah. So, there's a lot of detail, but it to me has always set the tone for Richard III. Yeah. And, I think it raises some really good points about, what we know about Richard III has been filtered through the Tudors who took the throne from him.
Exactly, yeah. So naturally they're going to feed propaganda that doesn't favour him.
Exactly. Yeah. And like Shakespeare, who really set, the standard for how Richard III was, he was writing for Elizabeth I, who was Henry Tudor's granddaughter.
Yes, exactly.
So, he was not going to portray this
king. He's not exactly impartial.
Exactly. He's not going to portray him in a positive light because, that doesn't serve him. And, that they've actually found evidence that paintings of Richard that show him as having like a hunchback
only appeared afterwards?
Well, no, they were added to. So like there was paint added later that like built up one of his shoulders to make him look hunchbacked. Yeah. And they found his skeleton about 10 years ago.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah. I was so excited.
They found it in like a car park.
It was under a car park in Leicester. Yeah. And they he had scoliosis. Yeah. He had mild scoliosis. Yeah. So like one of his shoulders was very slightly higher than the other, but like there are contemporary records that write about him like riding into battle and being an extremely good soldier and an extremely able battle commander, which he simply couldn't have done if he was as disabled.
That hunched as they said.
And like Shakespeare said, he had like a withered arm and like a twisted leg. He could. There's no way that a man like that could have ridden into battle and been as able a soldier as Richard.
And not have been like slaughtered immediately.
Exactly. And Richard was he fought in many battles. Yeah. And so. Yeah, it's a fantastic book, and it has really set the tone for the way I think about that historical period. Yeah. And it's so well written. It's so if anybody's interested in history or the British monarchy or the Wars of the Roses or any of that kind of time periods, I highly recommend The Sun and Splendour. And Sharon K. Penman has written some other phenomenal historical novels.
So much research and study. And
so much research.
So much respect for that because, oh boy.
So difficult. And like she has an author's note at the end of this book that says like, I have wherever possible relied on contemporary writings. Yeah. I have sometimes had to look at non-contemporary accounts, but I've always taken them with a grain of salt. Yeah. And in the entire book, only 2 characters were not based on historical people.
Wow.
So she made up like a maid.
Yeah.
And like there was one other character that she kind of had to make up to fill in like a gap.
Hole, yeah.
But she's like, literally everybody else who was mentioned in this book was a real person. And I'm like, props to that, because that is an insane amount of research. And we're talking like pouring through like handwritten illuminated manuscripts from the 15th century. Like it's crazy stuff. So
mad respect.
Yeah, historical authors definitely, especially like that, definitely have my respect, especially writing about the medieval times, which, you know, there's just not a lot
it's hard to reach back and find.
Just not a lot of evidence left, you know. It's not like, you know, the 1900s.
Is she a historian herself? Like, does she have some sort of background, you know?
I don't know. I would assume that she would have to.
She'd have to be. Being able to sift through all that information and come out with a story on the other side, like... Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, the other novel of hers that I've read was set in Wales, and it was, I think, during the 12th century. Yeah, so it's even scanter records. So, yeah. Anyway, long way of saying, like, I fucking love this book. And it was a really great reread, because the first time I read it, I was probably way too young for it, to be honest. But anyway, those are my credentials as well for complaining about how inaccurate the medieval stuff in all Spare is.
Fair enough.
Anyway, that's me.
Cool. Nice. Awesome. Cool. So that is the end of the podcast.
Yes.
Episode. Sadly, not the end of the podcast. There's still many more useless chapters to go.
Yeah.
So you can reach out to us. So we are on all the social medias. So Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Tumblr, YouTube. All of them?
I think so.
Most of them we're on. Just look at our handle's always the same, which is at What We Wrote Podcast. We kept them all delightfully similar to make it easier for you to follow us on everything. And then you can also email us, which is whatwewrotepod@gmail.com.
Yep.
So we would love to hear from you. We love getting your emails. They make our week.
Yes.
And tell your friends. If you like it, chances are your friends will.
Yep, absolutely. I wanted to shout out to, I think his handle is Sean_writer on TikTok, who made a very sweet TikTok.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Recommending people check us
Which
out,
is awesome.
And taking inspiration from our extremely weird way of writing books that nobody else does. So
I can recommend it. It is fun.
Yeah, it is great fun. But it's just so nice to have people engaging with us and enjoying the podcast.
Exactly. And like, you know, if you tell 5 people, one of them might give us a listen.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's really awesome way, and the best way to support the podcast really is by, you know, getting the word out there.
Absolutely.
And sharing it around.
You know, if you do follow us on any of our socials, like our posts, reshare them, put them on your stories, because, you know, the algorithm is hungry. Yes, like them, share them, even if you just like hit the share and like send it to yourself. Yeah, that counts. It does. It does.
Cheat the algorithm. But yeah, the more you interact, the more TikTok rewards us. So.
Yes, and Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah, they all,
etc.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that would be awesome.
That would be great.
We look forward to hearing from you.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we'll see you next time.
Okay.
Bye.